The following message is transmitted at the request of the Chicago Police Department. An unusual situation is currently taking place in the Windy City. At approximately 9:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time, things are suddenly being sucked in from side to side all across the city of Chicago. In addition, areas that are being sucked in are also pitched black, with visibility being near zero. It is unknown why this is occurring, but the Chicago Police Department will look into this situation further. As a precaution, all residents of the city of Chicago are strongly advised to look out for any suspicious activity, and if you see anything strange happening in your area, run away in the opposite direction as fast as you can, and call 911 from a safe distance. Please stay tuned to this station for more information on this unusual situation.
This is ABC 7 News, and we have a breaking story coming out of the city of Chicago. A very strange event is taking place in the city. There have been many reports of things being suddenly sucked in from side to side all across the city of Chicago. In addition, areas that are being sucked in are covered in darkness, and visibility is well near zero. This is something straight out of a science fiction movie. We do not even know what is the cause of this strange event to occur, but the Chicago Police Department will look into this situation further. We do not have a reporter on the scene at this time due to safety reasons. At this time, all residents in the city of Chicago are strongly advised to remain indoors, and look out for anything suspicious. If you see strange activity going on in your area, run away in the opposite direction as fast as you can, and call 911 immediately from a safe distance. Let's hope this issue is resolved soon, as we never know what can happen next. This is Zira, from ABC 7 News, and we will now switch you to your regular programming.
for the city of Chicago and surrounding areas. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Chicago Police Department and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. An unusual and extremely dangerous situation is currently taking place in the entire city of Chicago, which is posing a life-threatening situation to residents that are in the city. There have been many reports coming in from all of Chicago, that things are suddenly being sucked in from side to side due to an unknown reason. There were also reports of areas being affected by this event being completely covered in darkness as a result. Also, even more reports come in that catastrophic damage, injuries, and fatalities have been reported all across the city of Chicago. The entire city of Chicago has been deemed unsafe for the public, and all residents who are in the city are strongly advised to evacuate immediately. Do not remain in Chicago, as it has been deemed unsafe for the public. Bring an adequate set of supplies for your journey, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, important documents, and a radio operated by batteries or hand crank, to last you and your family for the duration of this emergency. Shelters have been set up in the following cities: Rockford, Joliet, Springfield, Peoria, and Bloomington. Locations for these shelters can be found on FEMA.gov. Tie a white colored towel or cloth in a visible location such as your front door or mailbox to show authorities that you have safely left the city. Do not use the towel if you need assistance. Should you require assistance, emergency management and law enforcement officials will escort you to the nearest pickup point. Do not pick up relatives from schools, hospitals, or nursing homes. These facilities have their own evacuation procedures, and will act on them accordingly. Try to take one car per family, if possible. If you see strange activity going on near your present location, get away from the area as fast as you can. Contraflow has been enacted on all highways in the city of Chicago, to ensure that traffic is moving freely and efficiently. Most importantly, stay calm, and do not panic. Panicking will only make the situation worse, and can put more lives at risk. Evacuate now, I repeat, evacuate now. Do not delay. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. If you stay in Chicago, you will be putting your life in extreme danger. Please stay tuned to local media outlets for more information on this dangerous situation.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The unusual situation that originated from Chicago has escalated dramatically. More reports of things being sucked in from side to side, and areas turning completely dark have been reported in many cities in the state of Illinois. These cities include Springfield, Peoria, Rockford, Champaign, Naperville, Carbondale, Belleville, Illinois City, Joliet, Elgin, Schaumburg, Evanston, Galesburg, Plainfield, and Moline. There have been reports of people, objects, and buildings being sucked in for an unknown reason in all these cities previously mentioned. There have been reports of catastrophic damage, power outages, injuries, and fatalities in the entire state of Illinois. It is still unknown what is the cause of this unusual and extremely dangerous situation to occur, but the National Aeronautics and Space Administration as well as the United States government will look into this situation further, and will try to identify the cause of this strange event. As a precaution, all residents in the state of Illinois are strongly advised to either evacuate the entire state, or shelter in place. To shelter in place, find an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Stay away from windows, doors, and outside walls. Put as much space between you and the outside world as possible. Close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems. Close all fireplace dampers. And seal all cracks on doors and windows with tape or damp towels. Do not go outside for any reason. Doing so will put your life in extreme danger. Please stay tuned to local media outlets for more information on this dangerous situation.
That's good.
Civil danger for most of the Midwestern United States. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The situation originated in Chicago, Illinois, continues to get even worse. Many more states outside of Illinois have reported people, objects, and buildings being sucked in for an unknown reason all across the Midwestern United States. These states include Indiana, Ohio, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas. There have been reports of catastrophic damage, power outages, injuries, and fatalities all across these states previously mentioned. In addition, many fissures have been reported due to this situation. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration as well as the United States government are continuing to look into the situation further, and will try to come up with a solution to this matter. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration believes that a black hole is forming, which can be the cause of this unusual and extremely dangerous situation to occur, but it has not been confirmed at this time. At this time, all residents receiving this message are strongly advised to either evacuate or shelter in place. To shelter in place, find an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows, doors, and outside walls. Put as much space between you and the outside world as possible. Close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems. Close all fireplace dampers. and seal all cracks on doors and windows with tape or damp towels. Grab an adequate set of supplies for your shelter or your journey, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, important documents, and a radio operated by batteries or hand-cranked, to last you and your family for the duration of this emergency. Do not leave your shelter for any reason. If you leave your shelter, you will be putting your life in extreme danger. Please stay tuned to the station for more information on this dangerous situation.
National Information Center Statement. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. At approximately 5:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, NASA has discovered a black hole located about 60 million miles away from the Earth. It has been confirmed that this is the reason why things are suddenly being sucked in all across the United States. There have been reports of catastrophic damage, injuries, fatalities all across the country, and many other countries across the world. In addition, NASA discovers that this black hole is larger and powerful than any black hole that has existed, as this black hole is sucking objects at such a fast rate never seen before. This black hole is also extremely dark and deep, which is also emitting an extremely dark black aura, which is the reason why it's completely dark in areas that are being sucked in by this black hole. It is unknown how this black hole originated, but NASA has also discovered that it is getting even bigger as time goes on. The United States government as well as NASA will try to come up with a solution to this matter, and to prevent this black hole from consuming the entire planet. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation, and should be taken very seriously. All residents receiving this message are strongly advised to seek shelter now. Find a basement or interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building with very little windows and doors. The best option is sheltering underground. Before you get into your shelter, make sure you close and lock all windows and doors, turn off all heating and air conditioning systems, close all fireplace dampers and vents, and seal any cracks on doors and windows with tape or damp towels. Take essential supplies for your shelter, such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, a flashlight, a fully charged cell phone chargers, toiletries, important documents, and a radio operated by batteries or hand crank, to last you and your family for the duration of this emergency. Do not leave your shelter or go outside for any reason. Doing so will put you at risk to being sucked into the black hole. Tune into local media outlets for more information on this dangerous situation. This is an emergency action notification, requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow activation procedures in the EAS Operating Handbook for a national-level emergency. The President of the United States, or one of his representatives, will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by, please stand by, please stand by. We interrupt our regular programming. This is a global emergency. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcasts and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WVUR-FM. We will continue to serve the Boston area. If you are not in this local area, tune into stations providing news and information for your area. This is the emergency alert system serving the Boston area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone liner should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. We interrupt our regular programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency alert system. All normal programming has been discontinued during this emergency. This is WVUR-FM. We will continue furnishing news, official information and instructions to the Boston area. If you are not in the Boston area, you should tune into stations providing news and information for your local area. It is important that you listen carefully to announcements from this station in your local area.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. Our world is coming to an end as we know it. At approximately 10:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, there have been many reports of things being sucked into the black hole discovered 5 hours ago all across the entire planet. People, objects, buildings, and even entire cities are being sucked into this black hole in a matter of seconds. Unfortunately, NASA has discovered that this black hole is getting even bigger and bigger, and it has gotten so large that it is blocking the radiation from Earth, causing the Earth to gradually cool down. The cause of this black hole is from a demonic entity from space that forms a black hole to capture anything and will be placed in some unknown dimension of darkness. Approximately 70% of planet Earth has been sucked into the black hole, and it is certain that the rest of the world will be sucked in within the next hour. Unfortunately, there is absolutely no way humanity can do to stop this cataclysmic event. NASA has tried its hardest to stop the black hole from growing even larger, but all attempts have failed miserably. It is only a matter of time that everything remaining on the Earth will be sucked into the black hole, and extinction of all species are certain. Our president and several world leaders have also been sucked into the black hole. Here is a set of final instructions for everyone in the United States and the rest of the world during this event. Gather with all your loved ones, such as family, friends, blood possessions, and pets, and prepare for your final moments together and embrace for your inevitable death. Do not tell younger children about this event and ensure their well-being during these dark times. Ask for forgiveness. There is no place to evacuate or seek shelter. There is absolutely no reason to stay calm. Go into complete panic mode if you want to. I have selected a verse of the Bible to be read on the air. 1 Peter 5:7. Give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you. We will conclude the final activation of the emergency alert system with one last playing of the national anthem. This station will now cease transmission at the conclusion of this alert, and all PBN radio stations will be shutting down for good. Goodbye, everyone.